Hey Patrick, Michael. So you see what I did here is I just kind of sheet two. I took this is a dump from the database of the existing coverages and their ID in the database, and then I did a VLOOKUP over here so that I matched the one. This is your existing one and their coverage ID, and then you have a new name over here, and I also did another lookup to see if it matched, see if it was already existing. And so in cases like cargo, you see that this one is existing, and so you want to, and you can see cargo was 149, and so you want to turn this one into cargo, and so it did the match in 149, and here's my SQL commands that I'm going to run. So what I mean by cleanup here is, because the VLOOKUP is like exact text, so, and this is one example, and of course, you know, I can thumb through and fix a couple of them, but kind of maybe want to push that back on you. These look the same, but you look here and there's no space at the end of that one, but there is a space at the end of this one, which is why it's not turning up. So cleanup, I move that space, and sure enough, there it is. I just created two more cleanup SQL commands. So that's one aspect. When you're trying to be the same thing, make sure that they match and that it's actually that my VLOOKUP is actually finding it, so that we get these proper SQL commands so that your data gets cleaned up better. Now, I added this to remove, and you want to double check to make sure that this is what you want. I've got two SQL commands here, and what those are doing is, first it's deleting all the associations to any existing programs, and then once they are all removed, then I can actually remove the coverage itself altogether. So that's what's happening in those removes. If that's not what you want to happen, then we might want to rethink that. So aside from that, the other ones were let me find a good example. There's some that you've kind of renamed, and so like additional insured. That one doesn't exist already, and so but yet you have two other ones that are going to turn into that. There may be more down below, I'm not sure, probably not. But what we really need to do is we need to rename this one to additionally insured, and then change this one to additional insured. And so maybe what I would recommend is on this sheet here, go over to sheet 2, and right here, what we can do is let's create a new one on this one called, and you can, I'll just do this one to give you the idea, and then you can do the rest. Let's create a new one called additional insured, and for the ID, let's just type new. That'll tell me that if it says new, then I'll make a different SQL command to first create it. So now we've got it, additional insured, and so now we can come over here, and I need to change the lookup here. So I'm going to send you this sheet so you can work off of it, and has these things that I'm doing, but I'm just going to extend this lookup table all the way down. I know you're not going to create that many right there, so let's just call this lookup 2, and now I can go over here and change my lookups to lookup 2. Didn't like that. Why didn't it like that? Okay, I'll fix that in the one I send over. I don't want this thing to go over too long. But the key will be, if you add them down here at the bottom of the list, to new, then I can key off of those. So the two main things are, see what we're renaming, because anything that you have like this where you've got a new name and there's nothing over here, nothing's going to happen. So what I need you to do is go through and just like create a new one for that, create a new one for this. Some of them may be the renaming issue like we just saw with this one, but so fix those first, then rename them, and keep in mind too, like inland marine, this is just going to be verbatim. So if you want this to actually say inland marine with a capital I, then we probably want to like rename something. rather than renaming any of the things, we'll just delete them if they're old and make a new one, even if it just changes the spelling of it, because it's going to be a lot easier for this big old long if statement and concatenation that I've created to make the SQL commands work a lot better. So hopefully that answers your questions. Let me know if you have any questions.